We'll make a slideshow using just 3 photographs. For the sake of this demonstration, and so that you can try this out yourself, we'll use photographs that come with Revelation Sight and Sound, but of course you can use any photographs. When you start Sight and Sound, you'll see this screen. Along the top you'll see a toolbar. Below it are some images. To the right is the preview screen, and across the bottom is the timeline. The images you can see are ones that come with the program and are used in the example files. They include still images and movie clips. These are the assets you will use to build your movies, and of course you can import your own. All of the assets are kept in folders which are represented by the pink bands. Click on a pink band to close a folder, and click again to open it. In this case we've opened a folder containing some country views. Now let's look briefly along the toolbar to introduce the tools you will use. At the moment we're viewing movie clips and images. We call this the video clips stage. Next to it is the music and sound stage, where audio assets are kept. The folders work in the same way. Let's open the background music folder. Next comes the zoom and pan button. Use it to add rostrum camera movement to still images. At the moment there isn't an image to work on, so the screen is blank, but you'll see it at work in a minute. The next button contains transitions to place between your shots, followed by effects that can be added to them. You'll enjoy exploring these. The Titles button lets you add titles and credits to your work, and the last button is used when you've finished work and are ready to render your masterpiece, ready for sharing. Let's begin work. Go back to the video clips stage and choose the photographs to use. If you click on an image, you'll see it in the preview window. If you drag it to the timeline, it'll be placed in your movie. We shall add 3 photographs. We're going to add dynamic movement to the images by zooming and panning. It's a powerful technique extensively used by documentary makers. In Sight and Sound it's very easy to do. Select an image in the timeline by clicking on it, then click the zoom and pan button. Simply drag the handles and move the resulting box into position, and then click play on the preview screen to see the result. Do the same with the second image. This time we'll pan from left to right across the daffodils. For the last image we'll zoom in again, but because it shows an avenue we'll appear to be moving along it. The slideshow is now playable, and you can view it using the preview screen as often as you like. But we'll add a couple of transitions so that the images fade from one to the next. You've perhaps noticed that we're only using one part of the timeline, so let's stretch it out a bit for easier viewing. Simply move the scroll wheel on your mouse to do this. Now we'll add some music. Go to the music and sound stage and notice that if you click on a title you can hear it. We'll use the one called Chime Loop and drag it onto the music track on the timeline. You can identify the tracks by the icons at the beginning of each, and you can add more tracks if you need them. Because the music isn't as long as the pictures, we'll simply drag it to fit. The ones with loop in the title extend undetectably, but with others you can experiment and be creative. They can be split, faded and joined until you're satisfied. Now we'll add some titles. The procedure is the same. Just drag the one you want, this time onto the overlay track. If you click Apply, it's added with the default text, but right-click and choose Modify Title, and you can make it say what you want. If it doesn't look right in the preview window, split the text by pressing Return just as you would in a word processor. We'll move the images along so that the title begins before the first one, but continues, overlaying it. Don't forget you can preview your movie as often as you like. At the end we'll use one of the scrolling titles and alter the words to suit the project. Then we'll stretch the music again to fit. There's one last thing. Go to the Effects button and drag Fade in to the first picture and Fade out to the last one. All you have to do is drop the effects onto the images and you'll see that they're added automatically underneath, so you can see what you've applied. If one's wrong, just select it and press the delete key. We'll also make the music track fade in at the beginning and out at the end. Don't forget to save your work. Click on File and then Save Project in the usual way. You can now view your movie in Revelation Sight and Sound, but to publish it on YouTube, to make a DVD or email it to a friend, you'll need to render it. The result will be a professional production. Watch it now.